Welcome back to Around the Block Volleyball. Team USA just wrapped up the 2025 Volleyball Nations League, and there's a lot to unpack. We're breaking down the highs, the lows, and what it all means for the upcoming World Championships that's just weeks away. Let's get right into it, first starting with the USA men's. Just to break down the USA men's first, they went 6-6. They had 17 points, which put them in 12th place out of 18. And some of their big wins were in Week 1 versus Iran, which was 3-2. Week 2, China, 3-2. And then Week 2, Canada, which was 3-0. Some of their big losses were Ukraine, 0-3. Not good start for us. And then Week 3 in Germany, which was a 5-set loss, which made us miss playoffs. Let's start off. We can talk about any of those big wins, big losses, and kind of what they meant and what we felt from it.
Yeah, I think the one that stuck out was definitely the Ukraine game. I feel like that was tough just as the starting game.
Yeah, I think that brought a lot of negativity.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I think you also have to understand the players that were playing were completely different from what you would expect from a USA men's team.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of set the expectations not to lower them, but also just understanding of, okay, yeah, these aren't the regular players that we're used to seeing. So we have to dial back thinking we got all the Olympians here when some of the other teams that brought a lot of Olympians. So set the expectations a little bit.
Yeah, and I think it went right hand in hand with that big win I talked about. That was the Week 1 versus Iran, which was the game right after Ukraine.
Yeah.
So big 5-set win, brought all the confidence, all that good feelings back for Team USA. At least personally, I was like, all right, for sure this team can fight. Ukraine, I guess also, this was their first VNL, so we didn't really know what to expect from them. We didn't know how high of a level. They did end up really being a good team.
Yeah.
So completely understandable that loss. And, just a fresh USA team. But everything started to feel really, really good after that Iran game. And at least personally, I fully bought in.
Yeah. I definitely had more confidence after that game. I think, especially knowing it's a pretty strong Iranian team.
Yeah.
And I think that helped show, some of the guys that became really important this VNL. I mean, that was kind of a stamp for them being okay, yeah, they have potential to make the Olympic roster and be big players in the international team going forward. I think the Canada game was also pretty big. I feel like that was just so surprising that they 3-0'd a team that was actually red hot, honestly.
Yeah,
Canada looked really good.
I think it was also a good test for the US in that kind of Canada and the US, the rosters both teams fielded this VNL were felt like they were in very similar places in how they want to rebuild and everything. So I think it was a really good test for us and came out on top, especially versus our rival nation. So that felt good.
Yeah, 3-0 was surprising to me.
With that slightly controversial call, but
Yeah, there's that too. I mean, we saw that too, in real time. That was insane of a call, but I don't know. That's right. We won't get into that anymore.
Yeah. And then I think the last game we need to talk about is probably that Week 3 Germany one. That was the real tough one where if we won, we probably would have made playoffs, and we didn't.
Yeah, that one definitely stung. I feel like the expectations, especially going into that Week 3, were to do some big things and end up making it to the playoffs. It's tough. I mean, Germany was a pretty solid team, but I don't know. It's kind of rough thinking about it. That's how you kind of cap off this VNL. Yeah. Was with that type of loss, and the Japan match came afterwards. But I think that was definitely a rough way to finish it for the men's team.
I was hoping that it was going to end up like the women's, where we were going to be able to just qualify as one of the lower end teams. Obviously we didn't. As I said, we ended up 12th place, but that was the match to do it.
Yeah.
And now let's just kind of get into players, I guess. Let's start off with the outsides, and we got one name we definitely need to talk about.
Yeah.
It's Cooper Robinson.
Yeah, that one's, he's just an animal. I feel like, again, we've been preaching his name this whole time. It's so surprising how good he looked for this whole VNL. You can tell that there was still growing pains that he's going to have to go through, but to play as well as he did right after college is really impressive. And it gives you a lot of hope, understanding just that he can get so much better. And it does make kind of understanding this Olympic roster for 2028 kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because that outside duo right there, and Aaron Russell, TJ, they're so good.
Yeah.
But Cooper Robinson he's coming.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works out perfectly where, you don't really want just two outsides, especially it's still 3 years away. We don't know what's going to happen with career trajectories, anything like that.
Yeah.
But Cooper Robinson looks like he's going to be on the up and he's going to be really important for this roster. So 100% looking forward to him because man is a beast and he was the big standout amongst all the players we saw to me.
Yeah, and this isn't just the outsides.
Yeah.
I think he's the name to think about when we're talking about how this VNL went for the U.S.
Also, you guys better keep your eye on Cooper Robinson. He's going to be playing in Japan next season, and we're going to be watching him. I'm 100% going to try and not watch in real time because...
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on those matches.
Yeah, especially because the Japan League, hey, that Japan League is looking real good now.
Let's turn it up. We can move on to some of the other outsides now. I think we'll probably talk a little bit less about each of them, but...
I think the big one is, it's got to be Ethan Champlin, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the prototypical OH2. The ball control, the smart attacking.
Yeah.
He's just that type of guy where he can be very important to, especially even in just the gym.
Yeah.
For the U.S. team to moving forward. I think he also had a pretty good VNL too.
I thought he stood out as kind of like a big energy guy too. Obviously, we're always gonna have Eric Shoji. He's the energy guy for us. But I think just having Ethan Champlin there, it's just another really good vibe. Maybe if he doesn't travel with the team to every single event, being in that gym, I think just extremely good vibes. He's definitely good enough to go to any of these events, but he doesn't need to go every week, I guess. And just being in the gym is just huge upside. So I need to keep seeing him on our national team. And we can move on. Next, I think another big name was Jordan Ewart.
Yeah, I think Jordan Ewart, again, I kind of mentioned it last week where it's kind of interesting that he kind of was given like a veteran role, but this is also his first main VNL where he's playing. Yeah. So I think it wasn't really fair to judge him so harshly. I feel like most people did. I think Jordan Ewart is another guy that he's a really good OH2 role. His passing was good. His defense was good. So I think he's in a solid spot right now. So, I mean, he can definitely be competing for this national team in that gym as well.
I think he's also, my big credit to him would be, I think he's like the craftiest player that we had on this roster where he could really tool the block. Like, I mean, I think that's his big thing even at the professional level, but he was really good at it. And I think it's another thing that a lot of the other players could learn from him because I think he's just the best in the gym at it.
Yeah, I think so.
So other names we can talk about, Jacob Pastor played a little bit. He looked like he had a really strong arm the couple of games we saw him play.
Yeah, I think that's the main talking point for Jacob Pastor is the arm. And I mean, he definitely showed it. There's a reason why he was picked for this VNL roster was the offensive firepower that he could bring. Yeah.
It was kind of, the swings that he got were kind of nasty.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure he didn't really get as much opportunities as like a Cooper Robinson, I would say, in that type of role. So I guess that's a little bit difficult, but I think if we're calling it how we saw it, you kind of have to consider playing time. Cooper Robinson kind of leapfrogged him in that aspect where, I mean, he was getting all the playing time pretty much as like an OH1. He was the power hitter. And Jacob Pastor can do a lot of the similar things, but I think Cooper Robinson kind of took that extra level.
And we also had Nolan Flexen. I think similar type of thing where he's just, he's also a new college grad, so it's just a lot to keep learning, but he's going to be playing pro as well. And I think he's a player, especially because he's huge.
Yeah, so 6'9" or something like that, 6'8", I don't know.
We're going to be keeping an eye on his development because, like we said, LA is still 3 years away, and with a player this young, there's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of difficult to say how well he did. Like, he really didn't really play. So definitely a guy to keep your eyes on, but kind of interesting, again, where he's like a guy that right side, outside, just a pin, where you could kind of slot him in. So he could definitely be versatile and could be a player going forward.
Speaking of right sides, let's just jump right into the right sides next. Yeah. The main two we had that felt like they showed out were Gabby Garcia and Kyle Hobus. So let's start with Gabby Garcia.
I mean, that guy was insane. Yeah. He really had some good moments. I think week 2, week 3 were definitely a lot better. Week 1, we kind of questioned it for a second, but I think he got comfortable with the offense. I think Micah was giving him some good balls as well. Yeah, Gabby Garcia is definitely competing for that idea of like, oh, who is going to come in after Matt Anderson? Because that's, to me, is the most difficult thing to try and figure out right now is, who's going to try and be Matt Anderson for this USA team. You can't be him, but Gabby Garcia might be the closest for now.
Yeah. And I think one of the worries we had with Gabby Garcia kind of was the consistency. And at the very least, I think within like specific games, he felt like he was consistent. If he was on for that game. But he could also be off. He'd had a couple tougher games. And I think that might be where, moving on to Kyle Hobus, I think Kyle Hobus kind of gave like a very consistent, like very good, solid performance. Like definitely showed out in his games as well. I think Gabby Garcia just had like the bigger physical.
His games were
play.
definitely louder.
Yeah.
And like his performance was definitely louder. But Kyle Hobus, man,
Really good.
I was not familiar with your game.
Yeah.
He came out and he was so solid. I was like, damn, this guy is really good. Like really, really good. And he's not making a lot of mistakes. Pretty low error. So Kyle Hobus is definitely another guy that is competing for that right side spot, I feel like.
100% on the radar now. We have to put him there.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings us to our next player, where it's a little bit different, where we're going to talk about him. We're talking about Kyle Ensing. He's a returning player, so we kind of expected a little bit more. We expected him to be kind of one of these more leader. Obviously, he's still young, but he's been more experienced on this national team, so we kind of expected to see him take a big role on this right side, get a lot of playing time. And I'm sure he could be doing that in the gym. It's just we were hoping to see him on the court a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting approach with Courage. I kind of want to see where he feels with a player like Kyle, or Kyle Ensing, because two Kyles. But Kyle Ensing, I mean, he's definitely a good player. I feel like he just looked like the odd man out, which was kind of weird, given that he was the guy that was on the national team before, was on that Olympic roster, where it did feel a little weird, but going forward, I'm sure Kyle Ensing is definitely going to get playing time, and we'll probably think, oh yeah, I mean, Kyle Ensing is still really good. But from this VNL alone, it definitely looked like Gabby Garcia, Kyle Hobus were definitely taking the reins on that.
And now we can move on to our middles. This is a big topic, I think, amongst a lot of U.S. fans, because we were just missing a lot of our main middles. Obviously, let's start with Jeff Jendrick. We had him, so it was good to have him there. I think he provided a lot of good leadership for the blocking, because definitely early on, our blocking was a little bit of a struggle.
That's a nice way to say it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was still a struggle by the end, but it was looking real tough to start off.
But Jeff Jendrick, you know, that's one of his big things is his blocking. And that was definitely the thing that stood out when he was on the court. It definitely helped. Now, offensively, again, I think that's something that is difficult to gauge. Yeah. Just because it was Micah Ma'a, it's not Micah Christensen. But Micah Ma'a was also on that Olympic roster. So, you know, trying to figure out how that chemistry works and that connection. But, I mean, Jeff Jendrick, I think we probably would have wanted a little bit more. But the middle is so difficult to gauge. It's so pass dependent.
Yeah, especially our passing. I think we didn't talk about that quite with the outsides, but it wasn't great. Yeah, it wasn't as good as kind of our U.S. standard. We just couldn't run the middle as often as we probably like to. Who else? We have Merrick McHenry.
I think he's the other standout for sure. Yeah. I think, again, just physically wise, this guy is so tall. He jumps so high, and he's so fast. Like, it's actually insane how much ground he can cover. I think, again, he's a huge player for the USA men's team. I think he definitely is a guy that we're looking at for LA. Yeah,
I think he could definitely make the improvements to get there. Right now, I think, you know, still a lot of, like we said, the blocking was tough. So he's still getting beaten just because the offenses are just run so fast. But I think we started to see him get there a little bit more frequently, at least. We could definitely see him, like, he just reaches so high to begin with. There's no reason to not take him.
Yeah, I mean, he just OT a lot of people.
Yeah.
But also, I think he's also just so physically gifted, and the energy that he brings is so, I don't even know how to put it. It's just really good for this USA team. I think when he's on the court, it feels really good for the rest of the team. So I think Merrick has got a spot moving forward.
Yeah. I personally think it's always going to be tough, just because we just have to see how different middles adapt. Middles is the hardest for me to really picture, because it's adapting to the speed of the game, and the whole point of a setter is to beat out the middles. So it's a really tough job. Yeah, and then kind of talking about some of our other middles, we actually had a lot of middle injuries.
Yeah. Well, actually, just one more thing on Merrick too. He was also in like a weird spot age-wise, where he like kind of just graduated too. Yeah. He had an extra year, but he wasn't playing in those because that was Olympic time. So
Yeah.
he's not going to be playing. So he's also in a weird spot where it's like experience-wise, he is similar to like a Cooper Robinson. He just played a little bit of pro, but
yeah. That's why I'm not like certain on him being on that LA roster for sure.
Yeah, he's still really early on.
Yeah, especially it's really hard to tell with all of our U.S. team. Honestly, we got a bunch of like aging players for the U.S. to say gently.
I mean, David Smith, he's aging like fine wine right now.
I don't understand how he's still this beast mode.
This guy's LeBron.
Yeah. Dude, Matt Anderson, freaking David Smith. I don't understand, guys.
I don't know how you guys are playing better when you're getting older, but
yeah. I think it's difficult to judge the middle specifically, but we also have who got injured?
Shane
Holdaway and Patrick Gassman both got injured. Shane Holdaway was tough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's an Achilles. I don't know if he really disclosed that, but it's so sad with the way that he went down.
Yeah.
Again, we were talking, he's such a great energy guy where it felt really good for the team when he was out there, but tough to see a guy go down like that. Yeah. And then Patrick Gassman also went down after that. It was
it's tough.
I was like, man, the men's team cannot catch a break right now.
Yeah.
With the injuries going on.
Yeah, it's not looking great for us. We had Matthew Knigge also came in, performed big for us.
I think he might have stepped up the biggest. Yeah, actually. Yeah. Where I don't know how much people are expecting out of him. Mm-hmm. I think people were mainly talking, Jeff Gendrick's coming back, and then Merrick McHenry is like, oh my god, this guy
had a lot of the hype.
He was so dominant in college, but then Matt Knigge, man, he was so solid and like. The energy as well. I think the middles had really great energy, and he was definitely one of those guys.
We can move on real quick, get some quick libero talk in. I don't think we're going to have to say too much because Eric Shoji is still him.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we're definitely still going to be looking at Eric Shoji to be that guy. I mean, Mason Briggs and Kyle D'Agostino both performed pretty well.
Yeah.
Still, but I don't think it was anything that's gonna dethrone Eric Shoji, but they both performed well. I think they were at very, very similar levels as well.
I think Kyle had a little bit more opportunity to kind of show what he can do. So right now, Kyle does look better. He's had more time and experience with the team. Again, I'm a Mason fan, so I'm gonna root for him. But Kyle definitely looked really good. Yeah. Energy wise and leadership, I think he was definitely there.
I think technically they were at like similar-ish levels, like
play wise, yeah.
It's just we had Eric Shoji come in and he was that main guy.
At this point, the USA guys, I don't know what they're eating, I don't know what they're drinking.
Yeah,
it looks like they're able to play until they're freaking 50.
Now let's just talk about the setting a little bit because obviously we didn't have Mike Christensen, one of the best setters in the world.
Yeah,
we had Andrew Rowan, who. I think he took some adjusting to get to this international speed, but I think by the end, he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Yeah. Micah Ma'a, obviously, I think he's playing as he always does. Big, high energy guy. Yeah. Love to see it. Amazing server, super offensive.
Really good defense too, actually.
Yeah. Also, an absolute dog.
Yeah. I just think that a lot of people, I don't know, it feels like a lot of people are kind of harsh on him though. Which I don't really understand.
I think it's probably just the standard that Micah Christensen has set for the U.S. Like in the setting position. So it's just tough to compare him to one of the best setters in the world.
Yeah, but again, I think Micah's still very good.
Yeah,
but the big one that stood out was
Quinn Isaacson.
Quinn Isaacson, yes.
Yeah, I mean we already knew he's been playing at a high level, playing in Poland.
Yeah,
I think. I was just more surprised about how physical he is. Just like similar to Micah Ma. I think they're pretty similar heights, being on the shorter end for front row players.
I feel like Quinn might be a little bit shorter too. Yeah, but I get your point though.
Yeah, they're both undersized players, especially compared to the huge setters that we're seeing nowadays. But stayed really physical, so enjoyed that part about his game. He set really good games. There's a reason why he's staying and playing in Poland.
Yeah.
Good person to keep your eye on. I mean, in the end, for this, at least for the rest of this quad, we have Mike Christensen. So
yeah, it's kind of difficult. It's the same thing with the libs. It's kind of difficult to compare when you're talking about one of the best in the world at that position. So there's definitely going to be a difference, but I think the setters definitely have a bright future as well.
Now we can just move on to the coaching aspect of it all. We got Karch in his first year with the men's team. Honestly, I think he's been doing a great job. Given the roster he's had to field for this and the injuries in the middle. Jesus.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, I think he's been doing great. We just feel like the improvement that's happening with all these players. And, as the U.S. has been saying this year, completely developmental. I think that's exactly what we're getting. And I love it.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I've been kind of talking about this, and this is like off camera too. I feel like Karch has just like some magic or something. It's like he's just one of the best coaches in sports because he can just get the best out of each player. And it feels like he was already having that effect on his guys in this VNL, where I think that's high praise. Even though when you look at it, they missed the playoffs, they're 12th place. Like the result isn't there, but the process has been looking really good. So I think you have to stay positive with this men's team.
Just Karch has us in a good spot. I am fully bought in. I have full faith that we're going to be at a really good spot for the LA Olympics. I think we're going to represent the U.S. super well.
Yeah, I think if there's any guy that you want to lead this men's team to hopefully make a push for this LA Olympics, it has to be Karch. So I feel like you can't ask for more. I think he's definitely going to bring a lot of good things for the USA men's.
Yep. And that'll take us right into our next topic, where we want to talk about the World Championships that are coming up in like a month and a half,
soon.
maybe.
It feels like it's going to be so soon already.
Yeah, it's like September, like early mid-September. So it is coming up. And the one thing that we've learned so far that we got from, I think, their own social media and JT Volleyball has promoted, is that we have Micah Christensen and Taylor Averill back in the lineup. Thank God for Taylor Averill, especially because we need some more middle bodies. I don't know if we could take another couple injuries.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like they might have to look at some other guys too.
Yeah.
With the way that it's looking right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's scary out there for being a U.S. middle, apparently, because dang.
Yeah, and we are still waiting on that roster to be announced. But yeah, Micah Christensen and Taylor Averill, if these guys are coming back, I think you feel really good about it. I think the outside is going to be very interesting. I don't foresee like a TJ coming back yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to want to take some time off. But outside of that, I'm assuming Eric is going to suit up again.
Yeah. I think we have basically the same roster with these two additions as of right now.
Yeah, and if that's the case, and we can just assume that for now, that's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really exciting to see how Micah Christensen kind of connects and runs this offense that Karch wants to run with these new guys. I think that's going to be something that would be really important to kind of show how good the U.S. is going to look in this World Champs.
I think it's also something to note where maybe we're going to see him bring out a few more things for some of our hitters. Like maybe we'll give the middles a few more opportunities. Yeah. Our outsides might start trying to step things up a little bit.
Yeah, Micah's going to try and do some crazy stuff with the middle, so he'll try and get them going for sure.
Yeah, so super excited about that, but we're basically just waiting on those rosters, and we'll talk about it as soon as those rosters come.
Yeah.
And now let's just talk about the women's. We're backtracking a little bit. I guess the women's, we're not backtracking too much because the women's lasted a little bit longer than the men's by a couple days. So just to overall talk about the women's, they went 7-5. They had 20 points. They ended in 8th place, which got them into the playoffs. And they had a first round loss to Italy 3-0. I mean, it's also Italy, so nothing crazy there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone realistically, if you're in your right mind and you're a USA fan, you're not thinking that the US has a chance against Italy. I mean, this is how it is.
The Italian women's national team literally has not lost since like last year. They won every game for the rest of last year. They won every game they've played so far this year. They're probably going to win the rest of World Championships.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to to say anything about that loss for the women's.
Yeah, but just to go over some of the big wins, big losses for this team. Week 2 for big wins. We had Serbia, where we won 3-2, and it was crazy because we almost lost to a Boskovic-less Serbia, which is crazy because they were winless without her.
Yeah.
In week 3, we had a win versus Canada, 3-2, made playoffs, and it was just, tough battle. And for big losses, during week 1, we lost versus Czechia, just not a great loss because they're around our same level.
Yeah.
Week 3, we also lost versus China in a 5-setter. We got reverse swept, and it made us get Italy in the first round.
Yeah.
So let's just talk a little bit about some of those games. I think just going over the Serbia win real quick, that was just really scary because Serbia did not look like a good team without Boskovic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like almost losing that. Losing that would have been devastating.
Yeah, a lot of our comments are also like talking like glazing Boskovic how good she is.
I mean, she's
which
so
makes
good.
sense.
Yeah,
which makes sense. So then, yeah, the fact that the U.S. almost lost to Serbia without her would have definitely been very tough looks.
Oh no, I think.
But
those same comments, we would have been cooked. Like the
yeah.
team would have been getting cooked.
Yeah, but they ended up winning the game.
Yeah.
I think you kind of just have to take that for what it is.
Yeah, and then moving on to a more positive note, that Week 3 win versus Canada, 3-2, kind of lit. We guaranteed ourselves a spot in the playoffs. We beat our northern rivals.
Yeah.
While they had I think it was Hillary Johnson who was popping off that game.
Yeah.
But it also showed a lot of the fight in this game. I think a tough thing for the U.S. during this VNL was that we actually did go to 5 sets quite a bit.
Yeah.
We were just losing a lot of them. So I think winning this one was like a really good sigh of relief that, you know what, like even though we can fight always to these tough teams and really get there, push teams, and we can win.
Yeah.
It was getting a little doubtful towards like how our 5th set performances were earlier on in the VNL, but here it really felt good. And yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you look at it. Like the U.S. record could have looked actually a lot better if they won those tight 5-setters.
Yeah.
So the U.S. could have looked even better. And I know there's a lot of haters right now on the U.S. women's, but they could have looked actually even better on the standings if they had just pulled out some of those games. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's probably where most people kind of find that criticism for this women's team, but I think the main one, we'll just talk about it, it's the Week 3 versus China. This was like the game that it looked like a breakdown. It wasn't very bad, but the result obviously was terrible that they ended up losing against China, reverse swept. Yeah. But the game itself, China was a very good team.
Yeah.
And I don't think you would say that the U.S. played really bad, but it was not great though.
Yeah, I think part of it is also that the day before, China also played another 5-setter. So in your mind, you're going, they're probably tired, but somehow they pulled it off again against us.
Yeah.
Got another reverse sweep. I think the main thing was just that breakdown, but China, similar to us, played a lot of 5-setters, but won.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just that type of team, and we're still getting there.
Yeah.
But main result from this was we got Italy first round, which that sucked.
Yeah, again, I feel like there's just like little things that could have turned the U.S.'s way that would have made the outlook of their VNL performance look very different to me. Now, I don't know how like the public discourse would have been.
Yeah.
People still might have not liked it, which I think is like fair, but might be like unreasonable hate to me a little bit if some of the games had gone their way a little bit more. But it's definitely a tough thing to kind of end the VNL. You know, the loss against Italy was already, I think that's a given. But then that China game, I think that was definitely one where a lot of people probably were a little bit more mad about that.
Mm-hmm. And just to touch, I think for the last game we go over, just to touch a little bit on that Italy loss, I think there are a lot of people who were like, I mean, the result was a 3-0, obviously bad, but the set scores were a little close, including ourselves. We were like looking up at it a little bit, but kind of looking at how we reacted to it the day of that game.
So we didn't
really
last
get
episode.
Yeah, we didn't really get a second look, but looking back at it, that Italy team was not playing to their full potential.
No, they weren't.
So I think that's just the one thing where it's like, we kind of got slapped around, even though it felt close, by an Italy team who was kind of chilling.
Yeah, because you saw how they turned up later in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And that was not the same team that the U.S. played against.
We were not playing the same things out there, so.
Which is fine. I mean, the U.S. has to play who's in front of them.
Yeah.
But just thinking about it now, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I think it's also just keeping in mind that if you want to look at that, like, score result and be like, okay, like, the U.S., we're still super strong. We played Italy pretty close, and not everyone can say that. That happened in the playoffs because Italy, like,
smacked everyone else pretty
owned
much.
their way through the rest of the playoffs. But yeah, it's just keep that in mind that the U.S. still has a lot of work to put in, and we just don't want to lull ourselves into a sense of security, being like, you know what, we're one of the closer teams with Italy through this.
Which is funny you say that. I think a lot of fans don't even think that. I think a lot of fans are even more negative than that, which is crazy to me. But I don't know. Maybe that's how we're thinking. It's like a little bit more positive, but yeah, we start to remember that Italy game was not the same Italy that played later.
Positive, but still looking at improvement, which I think is something that a lot of volleyball fans can kind of work on, is looking at the improvement sides. And obviously we can be critical, but still want to keep it a little bit more on the positive side, not step into the hate.
Yeah, I don't think that's really how USA fans should be. I think there's a lot of that nowadays in kind of all sports. But come on, guys, let's be better fans out here. Let's support the teams because, again, volleyball is a huge growing sport for the U.S. and in reality, it's a lot smaller than these other sports in the U.S., but we're trying to help grow it.
Yeah. So let's just move on. Speaking of supporting players, let's move on to some of the players that we wanted to talk about support from this VNL. First, let's start with the outsides again. First, Avery Skinner, Sarah Franklin, they are going to be on this Olympic team 100%.
Yeah, Avery Skinner's already given. I don't even think we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's just like
she already was.
Yeah, she already was, and she was so good when she got in.
Yeah.
Where it's like, damn, she definitely is showing that she's like on another level, at least for this VNL roster, so she's a given. Sarah Franklin though, my God, did she look so damn good. I know there's a lot of people still hating, but she looked really good, and you got to respect it because the offense, the progression from week one to the playoffs, she looked so much better, a lot more aggressive. Yeah. Errors did come with that, but I think that's what you need is trying to work out those kinks of.
If there were no errors, it'd probably be that she's playing way too safe.
Yeah.
So
which I think is how she kind of started because she was trying to hit certain shots, but at the higher level, it was just so difficult. At least she has to be more aggressive, and she did that. I think what people were asking of her, she ended up doing that later on, and the passing was actually pretty good too, which was something that
I'll say that's probably the weakest part of her game, that's where she falters, I guess, relative to our other outsiders like Avery Skinner.
Yeah, but comparing her to the other outsides that we're thinking about from the VNL, Sarah Franklin,
solid,
was overall the best.
Yeah,
I would say for sure.
Yeah, and let's just move that on to some of our other outsides. Other big one was Logan Eggleston.
Again, one of the best arms in the U.S.
Yeah, that's nasty swings.
Yeah, you don't even have to think about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think for her, it's also kind of just the passing.
Yeah,
was a big thing, and then I guess maybe the tempo was harder. I think this applies to Sarah Franklin, and we'll get into the setters as well. But I think just the tempo that Eric Sullivan wants to run is like super, super fast.
Yeah,
and I think that's where Logan Eggleston and Sarah Franklin specifically had to kind of figure it out, which is tough because you don't really play that way anywhere else besides like the highest of high levels.
Yeah, and they haven't really had that yet.
Yeah. Sarah Franklin going to Italy next season, so
she'll get there.
Yeah. She's going to get there. I think just even in a year's time, we're going to see her and we're going to be like, she is 100% going to be on the LA team.
And Logan Eggleston is definitely another one that she's competing for that as well.
Yeah, I think
definitely can't count her out.
One of the best arms in the USA, and at the very least, probably have her. It already happened, but we had her as a serving sub.
Yeah,
wouldn't mind her in that role as well.
Yeah.
Who else do we want to talk about for the outsides?
RJP is definitely one. I think again
honestly
the leadership is there.
She barely played.
Yeah, she didn't play that much.
And I think she's good, but just looking at the international level, I don't think she's not that young either. I don't think we're gonna look to her to really be one of those.
Yeah, outside. She's in a tough spot also, just because you had two really young guns in Sarah Franklin, Logan Eggleston.
Yeah,
they look so good. So it's kind of tough when they kind of leapfrog you, at least playing time wise. So that's just something to think about there.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of wraps up the outsides.
Yeah. Let's just move on to the middles, I think, because this one also going to be really quick because we just had we had a couple standout middles, and I think that's just mostly just positives for the middle.
Yeah.
Super surprising. Obviously, we had Dana Recchi, she was going to be good, always going to be good.
She was the one where we're like, okay, we know she's going to be good, but let's see how she does in the blocking, because that's the thing that we're worried about.
Yeah. Moving a lot better than I think she used to.
Yeah, I think she's reading the game better.
Yeah.
I think she's probably leveled up physically as well. So she's definitely one that, if she keeps up this trajectory, she's definitely going to be really, really good.
Yeah. I think we randomly had like a couple connection errors with her, but I think that was kind of team-wide, and we'll talk about that when we get a little bit more to the setting and coaching aspects of it.
Yeah.
But that was the only negatives really for Dana Recchi, and obviously just she still can get beat because she's not as fast as some of our other middles.
Yeah.
But next, let's just talk about Amber Igidi. Super standout.
Oh my God, yeah. She was one that, man, she made a huge statement week 1, and then she came back and she was a huge player for us.
Yeah.
She's definitely one where it's, hey, she's competing. I know we got really good middles right now in the U.S. for that Olympic roster, but man, she could be next up with how well she's playing.
Yeah. I do not want to see her on any of these international rosters moving forward. Like, I just need to have her on these rosters, I think.
Yeah.
Even if she isn't necessarily starting, because, you know, obviously we have like Chiaka and Haley Washington.
They're both
there.
they're both in an age where they're still going to be playing a lot,
Yeah.
but
So
she's definitely really good.
yeah, but you always need middle subs because anything can happen, as we've seen with the men's. I think we just need to have her on that roster. She'll always be super solid.
She is so athletic, man.
Yeah.
And she can, when she gets a good set and everything is aligned, she can just boom a ball.
Yeah. And then next we got Tia Jimerson, who did
Another
the
one.
same thing, where she just, when she got to play, she just stood out and was crazy good.
Yeah, I think the blocking again was something that was really nice to see from her. Where it's a tough jump. I mean, she played pro,
Yeah.
but again, like international level for these national team stuff and VNL, like she looked really good blocking wise. Offensively, she's still solid. So
Yeah.
another middle that, man, is making it really tough.
Yeah.
It's
We
making it
also
real
we got
tough.
those finger wag compilations
Oh,
already.
it's so good.
That was
so
crazy.
good.
She played like 1 week.
I know she played. It was like 4 or 5 matches maybe.
Yeah.
And gosh, the highlights that are coming out
Yeah.
are just they're awesome.
Yeah. For other middles,
Asia O'Neal as well.
Asia O'Neal
Didn't
she's
play that
gonna be
much.
Yeah, didn't
but
play.
Again, we kind of know her pedigree, how good she is. So just another middle that's like,
Yeah.
man, we know that she's good too.
Yeah, middle's just tough because we have so many good middles.
Yeah.
We even have middles upcoming from college that are going to be really good. So this position will only get tougher and tougher. I think another player that kind of got lost in the fold towards the end was Molly McCage, where I think she was good blocking, but I think she just kind of gets outclassed in that 1, speed, and then 2, just offensive like firepower.
Yeah, because the blocking is there.
Yeah.
She can definitely block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just so tough for her. Again, she's also really good.
Yeah.
But just the middle depth is crazy right now.
Yeah.
Knowing that the Olympic middles are still going to be there, and then you have all these other younger middles that are around.
Yeah.
So.
And Molly McCage is a little bit not old, but
She's a little bit older than the really young ones.
She's
though.
older than.
Yeah.
I think she was the oldest middle maybe on this roster.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Similar age, a little bit older than Dana Recchi probably, right? Or something like
No,
that.
definitely older than Dana Recchi.
Yeah.
Dana Recchi's still young.
Yeah.
What, she graduated 2 years ago maybe? So
Yeah.
still young. Now let's move on from the bigs and let's talk about the littles. We had, it's basically just Morgan Hens, Lexi Rodriguez, and Zoe Jarvis had some time in week 1, but
She didn't play that much.
Yeah, ended up not returning to play too much.
Yeah. Let's start with Zoe. I think she's a really good libero.
Yeah.
I think it's just interesting you didn't really see her come back playing more, but
Yeah.
I think she right now is just getting outclassed by the other 2.
Yeah.
But depth-wise, Zoe Jarvis, we know that she's good.
Yeah. I think it's just hard to adjust to the game being such high level, so much speed. You need to cover a lot, which we saw the same struggles, honestly, with our other liberos. Let's talk about Morgan Hens first, I guess. She played the most. She was in the roster. She was on the roster every single week.
Yeah.
Did really well. I think we've basically said this every week, but the only complaint we have for her is really just that leadership on the court, taking control of the back row. She is the libero, so we want to have people taking control. And I think just before we transition into Lexi, my last and you can talk about Morgan Hens obviously, but my last thing about Morgan Hens would be that right now I think her and Lexi are very similar, but I think what she gets outclassed in is the setting, like the second hands.
Yeah.
I think Lexi's just really good at setting.
She's really good at it.
Yeah, so I think otherwise they're pretty similar, but Lexi's just a good second setter.
Yeah, I would say for Morgan, I feel like you can see the experience over Lexi. I think that definitely is something to look at. But when you're thinking about it, we're thinking grand scheme things.
Yeah.
The way that, and this kind of goes seamlessly into Lexi, like Morgan Hens is very, very good. But like Lexi is how many years younger? And she's already competing like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah, like, and yeah, this isn't not even a knock on Morgan Hens. Morgan Hens is really good. But like, Lexi Rodriguez, when she played, it's like, wow. Yeah, we kind of forgot because she was playing League One and behind Justine Wong-Orantes. She's not playing.
Yeah.
But you see her play VNL, I'm like, geez.
Yeah, she's good.
She looks so good. And again, just out of college. I think if we're talking about those players that just came out of college, she actually has, to me, an argument of like the one that adapted to it fast enough. Which is really tough because the defense that you got to play and the serve receive as well is very difficult.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of people probably saying it, but Lexi Rodriguez was so solid. She's definitely one to look at for the libero.
Yeah, I think she's the biggest future libero that we're looking at for the U.S., especially if, like, obviously we have Justine, and, I mean, we saw in League One, Justine is going to take that spot, but I think Lexi will always be there as, I think she's going to take that second libero spot.
Yes, it's so tough. Morgan Hens is so good too, but just the way that, like, I feel like Lexi's career is gonna go.
Yeah,
it looks like Lexi can do it.
And now let's just move on to the next position where we have our right sides, where we played like 5 or 6 different right sides throughout this entire tournament, which is crazy.
There's one name though.
Yeah, the main one we're gonna talk about, it's Maddie Skinner.
And this is the one where apparently it got super controversial for us. We had one TikTok where we talked about Maddie Skinner. I'm like, I don't know, it's crazy, but Maddie Skinner is so good. She is so good. Physically wise, I mean, we kind of knew that she was going to be able to make that transition, but I think she was hitting pretty smart as well. I think she's still got high airs, but it's because she's so aggressive.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the main thing that I would look at for her to improve.
I think it's also just that consistency, where sometimes she's popping off, some other times she's not. And I think it's also, again, going back to, we're going to have to talk about the setting, but there's definitely some connection things where she's really, really good out of the back row. And I think the big connection overall was just insane with her.
Yeah.
Like, she was hitting nasty attacks from the back row.
Yeah.
It's just, in the front row, it really felt like she was struggling to find that complete rhythm. She had to do a lot of power tipping, regular tipping even.
Yeah.
Not getting her full swings out there. So that's something that's probably just going to get ironed out as we give her more time.
Yeah. I think the back row thing is actually really interesting to me. It's like, I think the back row from Annie Drew Schumacher was really good. And Jordan Thompson as well is pretty good. But Maddie Skinner brings a different level of it because she can hit the pick as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting just because, I mean, usually you have an outside doing it, but I don't know how Eric Sullivan wants to run that type of offense from the back row. I think serve receive is probably a bigger one where you can run it. I think in transition, it's probably going to be running a D-ball for her, but I think definitely upping the front row consistency is the next step for her.
Yeah, I think it's probably, I think it was mainly the connection, so we'll get there. But let's talk about some of the other right sides. I mean, we got a lot.
It's a lot.
Stephanie Samity, she was a good sub in for Maddie Skinner.
Yeah, she played late.
Yeah.
Later in the
just the last 2
VNL
weeks,
season.
basically.
Yeah.
She was a good sub for Maddie Skinner when Maddie Skinner was being less consistent.
Yeah.
I think she's the main right side to look at from this bunch that we had.
Yeah, I think so. I think at least maybe it's like recency bias, but it did feel good when we saw her in those 2 games. I think definitely like a breath of fresh air when Maddie Skinner wasn't playing her best. And I mean, she stepped in and she played pretty well. So
we also had Danielle Katina, who played like a game or 2 as well.
Yeah, again, she's one that's tough. Like, we know that she's really good.
Yeah,
but she didn't play a lot, so kind of hard to gauge.
Just solid. And then Taylor Mims also. also solid.
Another one that
She played literally one game.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. So there's not really much.
Yeah.
We know that a lot of these right sides are good. It's just which one can separate themselves. That's not Maddie Skinner, I guess.
And let's move on to the youngsters. We had Logan Lednicki and Olivia Babcock.
Yeah, I think Logan looked. It's kind of weird to say. I think she looked better than Olivia Babcock, at least in this setting.
Her adjustments were way better to this level.
Yeah, which to me kind of makes me think like, how is it gonna look going back into college? Where it's like, oh, I don't know. We know Olivia Babcock is going to be amazing. There's no doubt about that. But Logan Lednicki looked really good.
Yeah.
In the role that she was given, it's really hard, and she honestly looked pretty solid. So
I think for regarding both of them, it has something to do with kind of, again, I nonstop talk about this, but the set speed. Yeah. I think Olivia is more used to just getting a high ball because that's all you need to do at the college level. Just give her a high ball on the right side from any position on the court. She's going to get a kill. Meanwhile, like Logan, she just adjusted really well to the speed, which is tough to do. So a lot of props to her.
I think another thing, this is just like me thinking about it, maybe. I don't know. I can't say this is true, but I think Olivia Babcock might just be used to being able to out-physical a lot of other people at the net.
I mean, she definitely does it
which
in college.
She can in college.
Yeah.
But what might be really good for her is getting used to playing against other really good athletes in the front row where she can't just beat them by hitting over them and hitting harder. Where, if she can get that into her bag where she just can hit better shots, she can become really consistent against a bigger block and a better block, then she can definitely be really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think, like we were saying, I think Logan kind of adjusted a little bit faster to that.
Yeah.
Where she looked a little bit better, at least in the little games that they both played.
And as I've been talking about set speed the entire time, let's move on to the setters.
A lot of setters.
Yeah, a lot of setters, but I mean, early on, mainly we saw Sage Kahaina Torres. I think she made a lot. She actually adjusted pretty well to setting a little bit faster.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ended up being quite the speed that Eric Sullivan wants, as she kind of just started dropping off as Jordan Poulter came back. And Rachel Fairbanks was brought along basically every week, just even not playing. She played only a little bit.
Yeah.
But she was brought along. I think she actually set that system in the time that she played. She set it pretty well. I think she had a lot to get used to just playing at that level, at that speed overall, not just on the setting side, but just being in that environment where everything's going so fast.
Yeah, and again, I'm still not really sure if she's 100% yet.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I hope that she can take that time now to do that, but she's still in the world champs, right? She's still going, but that's
we have a little bit lighter of a time now. It's a training period right now.
Yeah. I mean, just hopefully she can get healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she might be one that we gotta look at. But again, Sage, just to sing her praises, I feel like week 1 we were a little critical about it, but week 2 the placement was more solid. The running the system looked a lot cleaner. So Sage definitely kind of looked pretty good for the U.S. as a setter.
Yeah, I think it was just probably just judging how things went with Jordan Poulter, who we'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
I think it was more the set speed where Sage likes to run it a little bit slower, which I think also made it a little bit more comfortable for the players. But I think it's just the system that the U.S. wants to run moving forward is a little different. So
I think that might have been one of the biggest things for the women's team was just the system that the setters can set and then the system that the coaching staff wants to run. I think just when that can click, then I think this women's team is going to look a lot better. Yeah.
And that takes us right into talk about Jordan Poulter, who played the 3rd week and the playoffs. She's the one who is setting at the speed that I think Eric Sullivan wants. I think it's just she doesn't have that connection quite yet with all of these new players, basically.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah. I mean, you could already see that she has the connection with the players she's played with. She was connecting perfectly with Avery Skinner.
Yeah.
She's connecting perfectly with Dana Recchi. Maybe not as much on the slide, but I think
that's still something to work the kinks out.
Yeah, but just with the 2 players she was already comfortable with, she was running it pretty well. Everything else, she was getting a lot of players like faster and lower. I think it just wasn't clicking for everyone, but I think Poulter might have been working on some like health stuff earlier on, so maybe she wasn't getting as much fast-paced training with
Yeah.
all the players. So I think now this training time here, we're really going to get to see what happens, and I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think there's definitely positives looking into the setting going
Yeah.
into World Champs. I think just given more time to practice and run the system that the team wants to run, I think Jordan Poulter's going to look really good.
Yeah.
I think just giving her some time.
We're going to be a lot more of a tempo team moving forward.
Yeah, and I think that can help. I think that can definitely help competing against these top-tier teams.
Yeah. And that takes us, the system talk takes us right into coaching, where we got Eric Sullivan in his first year. I've talked a lot negatively about him, where I don't like kind of like what I've seen from the outwards external coaching aspects. But in terms of the system that he's going to run, that he wants to implement, I like that system. I think we should be running it really fast. It's just getting all the players on board, because at the collegiate level, you play slow.
Yeah.
They're still fast, but relatively to
It's a little faster, yeah.
Yeah, international is a big step up in terms of speed. I mean, we see it men's, women's, just everywhere. Collegiate is just slower. But yeah, I think that's a big positive for Eric Sullivan's system, is just the speed, especially like when you see how fast, say, teams like Japan or Thailand are playing and how effective it is for them with their smaller players. If we, as a bigger team, can run at that tempo, we'll be getting a lot of more one-on-one blocks, keeping a lot of other teams guessing. I like it.
Yeah. And then this is for me thinking a lot about what I've seen about people talking about Eric Sullivan. People do not like what it looks like right now. But I think you have to give him some time, because I think we've noticed this is his first actual head coaching job.
Yeah.
And you are replacing Karch Karai. I think people have to realize the role that he is stepping into, and like the difference is huge.
Yeah.
And I think he doesn't look completely comfortable yet either. I think that's fine, because again, it's a big jump. But I think giving him some time, I think when he gets more comfortable, I think people will see it on the sidelines where he can actually get pretty hyped up. I think people just don't see it right now. But I think giving him some time, I think the team will definitely look better, and he'll look more comfortable out there. And I think the players will as well.
Yeah, I think this World Championships will be a bigger test, more than this VNL, because
For sure.
World Championships, obviously, it's still going to be younger players that we want to test out, but we're getting a couple...
More competitive.
Yeah, we're looking to be more competitive, because in the end, VNL literally doesn't mean anything. World Championships has a little bit more weight.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll be trying to run like a little bit less test rosters for this. So if we see him try and be more competitive for this, okay. If he's not trying to be competitive for this World Championships, that's gonna be its own problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then I will fully jump on the hate board where going, okay, you know,
I don't think he will though. I think that would
we gotta be competitive. If we are testing out some random stuff on this one, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that.
Probably not
Hopefully
happening.
not.
Yeah. So this is where we really want to take a look, and this is our big test for him. So let's just extend our grace period for him a little bit longer, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. And I mean, moving forward, he's coaching in League One. He's gonna have a lot of these players in that system as well. So we'll see that as well. So we'll see how it goes moving forward for Eric Sullivan.
Yeah.
I just want to highlight again, I do like the fast system. I have been pretty negative, but I think that system can work for the U.S., and I think it can work really, really well. But now let's move on to looking at the World Championships for the women's, because their team has been announced. So for the setters, we have Jordan Poulter, as expected. Sage is also there. And yeah, we just added Ella May Powell, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she's back in there, but I think you are just going to assume Jordan Poulter is going to be playing a lot of the chunk of the games. Yeah. Maybe Sage or Rachel will as well.
Yeah, I think this is setting, probably going to be fine. Opposites, we have a lot of opposites again. Maddie Skinner is finally for sure listed as an opposite, which is nice.
We're not messing around anymore.
Don't put her in at the outside for right now. You know, whatever. Stephanie Samity, as we kind of talked about. Taylor Mims is there. Danielle Cantillo is there. And then we also have Kendall Kipp.
Yeah, I think she's a nice addition.
Yeah.
Replacing... Being realistic.
Yeah, I mean, we're also replacing those young players that are off to their collegiate seasons.
Yeah, so I think realistically, I mean, she's not going to play.
I mean,
let's just be real.
It's a lot of depth for the opposite
There's
position.
a lot of right sides here. This is the wide roster, so definitely bigger, but I think we're gonna be looking at Maddie Skinner.
Yeah.
I think Stephanie Samity, she kind of proved that she might be able to
it'll be those two mainly.
fill in that role.
Yeah,
to kind of sub in.
Those two will be the main ones in my opinion. Liberos, we have the same three liberos: Morgan Hens, Zoe Jarvis, Lexi Rodriguez.
Yep.
Nothing's gonna change. I think we'll just see a little bit more Lexi maybe.
I hope so. I would be excited.
For our outsides, we have Logan Eggleston, Kalia Lanier, Ali Franti's on this. I don't know how she is with her injury, but we'll
Please,
see.
it would be it would be so awesome if Ali Franti's back suiting out. She's definitely one we want to see.
Yeah. Then Sarah Franklin, Avery Skinner, Ronnie Jones-Perry, all exactly as we expected. For our middle blockers, we have Tia Jimerson, Molly McCage, Amber Ajiti, Dana Retke, Breon Butler, and then we also have Chiaka Bogu returning for this World Championships. Very big for us. We love to see it. And we also have Asia O'Neal back on this roster as she already was.
Yeah. Can we do like a quick, what we think the best team would look like right here?
I mean, so probably
just at a glance.
Yeah. Early on, it's Poulter setting.
Yeah.
And then for our right sides, it's going to be Skinner to start off. If she plays bad, probably Stephanie Samity.
I'd probably say Maddie Skinner at least if we're just
to
going
start,
with one.
because we just want to see how she performs. But, you know, it's always that consistency part. Liberos, Lexi Rodriguez.
Yeah, man. I feel like that's just how it is. It's crazy to say, but I think she's there.
Yeah. Outside hitters, I mean, it'd be Avery Skinner, hopefully Ali Franti, but still don't know about that injury, so let's just go Sarah Franklin for now.
Yeah, and Kalia Lanier is also like one where it's like, oh man, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
because we haven't seen her play.
We saw her play for like 2 points.
I know it wasn't fair for what the position that she put in, but yeah, hopefully Ali Franti.
That's just one last criticism for Eric Sullivan. What was that? Put her in. Obviously, she's gonna get targeted, and then you just took her out. So, okay. And then middle blockers, I think we gotta go Chiaka, of course.
Yeah.
And then I want to say Dana Retke.
I think so.
Now.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think like another shoe-in is Amber Ajiti.
It'd be Dana Retke, Amber Ajiti, and maybe Tia Jimerson as that next level that we want to see. But Chiaka, just a beast.
For sure. I think this team should do pretty well. Now, that's just looking at the players. I don't know how the system is going to look as a team as a whole, but we're hoping for at least a good team. Hopefully they can gel throughout the World Champs and during this break time and get some practice in.
Yeah, I think this practice will be big indicator. So, like I said, this is where we really want to see any improvements. If we don't see any improvements from the VNL to World Championships,
then it's a little more critical.
Yeah, then we will join you guys in being more critical of Eric Sullivan and saying, you know, if the system's not working out right now, maybe we gotta fix things up a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta change things up.
Yeah,
figure out how to make this team successful. But
I don't think it's gonna be for this one. I don't think we can say it's gonna be a personnel issue.
Not as much as VNL. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I think you have to set realistic expectations here. I think people can't be like, oh yeah, this team should be like top 3 hands down. Like that's just not really fair.
Yeah, we have Italy already taking up that number 1 spot.
Yeah,
easily.
Brazil
right
exists.
Like
Poland, Japan. There's so many really good teams out there.
So many good teams. You know,
I think the best you can hope for. Yeah, I think the best you can hope for is that the U.S. is right there competing against those, I guess, second-tier teams. That's not Italy.
I mean,
that's the hope, but
even
it's
then,
tough.
Competing against, say, like, you know, Brazil.
Yeah, Japan. Tough. Like it's these are really good teams. So
I think making playoffs, that's a good goal.
For sure.
Make the playoffs again when everyone's taking this one super serious.
That's the big one. I think if they do that, then you feel really good about it. So, and that's just looking at the results. I think there could also be some of like the just watching it, if it looks good. Then
we're gonna have to eye test it as well.
The results might not matter as much, but if it doesn't look good and they somehow make the playoffs, then it's like, okay, at least they made the playoffs.
Yeah. So we're hoping for playoffs, but it's gonna be a lot more competitive now. I mean, I'm assuming Serbia will have Boskovic the entire time.
I know.
So that'll be scary.
There's so many good teams.
Yeah. But I think that brings us to the end of our USA talk.
Yeah.
And let's just move on to the rally round. Welcome to the rally round, where we play our drafts, blind rankings, and other games. This week, no draft. We're waiting for the men's to wrap up fully before we put in a draft. We realized with the women's that we were doing the draft without fully looking at the women's VNL.
Yeah, it didn't look as good. It didn't feel as good.
Yeah, especially
like,
we'd released after the rest of the playoffs started happening, and we were like, we might have made some changes.
Yeah, I mean, Antropova that last match, but I don't know.
So instead, we're gonna start this with roster predictions. This week we have Texas A&M. Very, very interesting. I mean, we were talking about Logan Nikki just earlier. So, who's going to be your starting 7 for Texas? Wow, I butchered the crap out of that. Who's going to be your starting 7 for Texas A&M?
This is really funny. This team is pretty much the same team, so that's what makes it really funny to me. But there is one player that I think could be a big splash for Texas A&M here. So let's start it off. I think Maddie Walk, she's the setter. I think that there's no real question there. She was such a dependable setter, and she can run a really good offense for the Aggies, running the middle pretty well, and then just getting the ball to Logan Lednicki is always really important. So running that system, I think Maddie Walk will be the setter again. And then OH1, it's the same. I think it's Emily Helmuth. She was second in kills for Texas A&M. She played 6 rotations most of the time, and she's just another really good pin option in the offense. And I think that'll be important as well, is the passing for her.
Yes.
I think that's where she'll definitely make a really big impact, just because we know that her offense is going to be there. She is a really physical outside, but can she consistently pass really well? I think that'll definitely make Texas A&M difficult to beat. OH2, Taylor Humphrey was playing a good amount. Shout out Rutgers. She was at Rutgers before. But she was a really solid outside. She was 5th in kills. She would get a DS, so she would only play front row. But then here is the one that might shake up the roster at least a little bit, is Kendall Stowers. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Sorry. But Kendall was a really big pickup for the Aggies. This is very interesting. So she was a really good player at Baylor her freshman year. But then there was a bunch of medical complications. She had an injury, and then the year afterwards, last year, there was I think she was getting a bunch of concussions, which made it really difficult, so she didn't play at all. There was some weird announcement that she had where Baylor kind of said that she got medically retired or something. I don't know. There's a lot to kind of figure out, but we're glad that hopefully she got cleared again to play, and now she's at Texas A&M. So I think she could be a sneaky transfer in the transfer portal here now that she's with Texas A&M. Hopefully she can play, and she can play really well. The middles, it's the same middles, and they are a really strong middle duo. I think they're definitely one to look out for. The main middle here is Afena Casapala. She was a great do-it-all middle. She had over 200 kills, 150 blocks. She's also put on the National Player of the Year watch list. I think that's not super realistic, but she's definitely a really good player.
Middles is hard.
It's so team dependent, but she is a really good player, and she was also an All-American honorable mention. The other middle, Morgan Perkins, another really strong middle. She was really efficient. She was the most efficient on the team, and she got 200 kills and 90 blocks. The right side, we already talked about her. It's the girl, Logan Lednicki. We already know she's so good. She's the go-to right side for this team, and she even got to play on the senior national team at the VNL. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Again, she was the other player that got National Player of the Year watch list. This one is for real. I think she can definitely make some noise. She's an All-American. She's going to be one of the best right sides in the country again, if not the best. And then libero, Ava Underwood. She's a really solid libero too. She's good in reception and really good in defense. She had over 350 digs. And then the DS is going to be a little difficult here. It's hard to replace Ellie Stinson as a great DS. She actually led Texas A&M in aces. I think that's going to be a little bit tougher. But there are 2 DSs that I'm looking at here. Tatum Thomas, she already played a good amount actually already. She was a really good serving sub. She actually was up there in aces as well. And she was playing solid defense. And there's also Addie Applegate. She's a freshman coming in that I'm not sure she'll be DS already, but I think she might be looked at to be that future lib for the Aggies. That won't really matter that much this year, but Ava Underwood definitely taking the cake as the lib. She's going to be really good. Texas A&M. Really funny that I did this one because it is pretty much the same team, but definitely at least want to shout out Texas A&M here and the Aggies. I think they're a really good team. I think they can be competing for even a Final Four finish, honestly.
Yeah, and there's some slight changes in there, so, we got to make sure we highlighted those.
Yeah, and shouting out these players because, I mean, these players are so solid. It's just like the SEC is also really good.
Yeah.
So they got third in the preseason poll, but like Kentucky, we already did theirs. We already saw how good that team is going to be.
The outsides.
And Texas is another big team. They're so good, but Texas A&M is right there. They might be able to squeak past Texas. I'm not sure. That'll be fun to see with SEC, but Texas A&M, they're going to be really good.
Let's move right on to the next game we have. We're doing Name the Stat again, so top 5 statistics. And we're starting off with the top 5 returning total kill leaders for the NCAA women's. It's going to be a tough one. Can you name the top 5 returning total kill leaders for the NCAA women's?
This is so hard, actually, because there's so many names.
Yeah.
There's so many names. I have I'll just say a couple that I feel like should be easier. I'm hoping that they're on there. If they're not on there, then I'm like, oh, damn, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
First one, Kennedy Martin.
Kennedy Martin didn't make the list.
What? Okay, if she's not on here, now I'm just so confused. Olivia Babcock?
Olivia Babcock is on the list. She's at number 4. She has 538 kills last year.
Okay. Wow. Kennedy Martin not being there is so confusing to me.
I think they just played fewer games.
Really?
So
okay.
that was a thing for them.
Okay. Eva Hudson?
Eva Hudson made the list at number 2. She had 567 kills.
Jesus. That's a lot of kills.
Yeah.
Brooklyn DeLay.
Brooklyn DeLay completing that Kentucky duo for this upcoming season. She was at number 5. She had 531 kills.
Wow. Okay. Trying to go through the teams here.
These ones definitely going to be a little bit harder for you. I think it may be even tough, but they are transfers to bigger programs. They weren't necessarily on the top teams last year, but they transferred, and they're going to be big parts of their new teams.
Is Tori Stafford there too?
Tori Stafford didn't make the list.
Okay.
I mean, most of those sets were not going to Tori Stafford.
Yeah, I know. I just know that she was also getting a lot of kills though.
Yeah.
And that was a good team.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if there's a random... Oh, what about Mimi Collier?
Mimi Collier did not make the list either.
Okay, I don't know if this is random, but what about Sophie Gregor? Is she on there?
Did not make the list, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
I can probably give you some help with maybe teams.
Okay.
So the first player, she's going to be on Mizzou this upcoming season.
Okay. This is number 2?
This is number 1.
Oh, it's number 1.
So she was on Hawaii last year. She was their main go-to hitter.
Oh.
So we may have actually covered her towards the tail end of last year. Yeah.
Oh, man.
She's going to be a senior, so she's also... I think she may also be on one of those watch lists for Player of the Year.
Man, I don't think I got it, though.
So at number 1, we have Kaylin Alexander, who had 611 kills for Hawaii last year.
God damn.
And she's going to be on Mizzou this year, so we'll see how she does there.
Yeah, I mean, Mizzou already made a tournament run, so...
Yeah, going to be a big option for them, big upgrade.
Wow.
And then now we have your number 3. She was at Colorado State, so that's where it might get a little tough.
Yeah.
But she's transferred to SMU.
To SMU.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like
You may have seen
I've probably
that news,
seen the name.
yeah.
Oh, man.
A lot of players. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know if I got that.
So at number 3, we had Malaya Jones, who had 567 kills last year.
God damn.
So she was at Colorado State, and she moved to SMU this year. So going to be another big option for them.
Damn, I am not locked in. I am not locked in.
A lot of players in the NCAA, a lot of really good teams. It's hard to keep track, especially with these transfers.
Jeez.
So those were the top 5 kill leaders that are returning for next season. And now we can move on to our next one.
All right. We're going to go back into the men's VNL, but we're going to highlight the USA, and we'll look at the scoring leaders. So name the top 5 USA scoring leaders in the VNL. Men's edition.
All right, so let's start off real easy. We got Cooper Robinson.
Yes, 133 points.
Yep, very easy. Let's continue with our outsides. Let's go Jordan Ewart.
Jordan Ewart is at number 3, 76 points.
Then Ethan Champlin.
Ethan Champlin is at number 5 with 67 points.
Then it's got to be Gabby Garcia next.
Gabby Garcia was number 2 with 106 points.
Okay, and now this last one.
Number 4.
Number 4? I thought it was going to be number 5, and I thought it was going to be tough.
No, you got Champlin at 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is a tough one. Kyle Hobus comes to mind, but there's also middles, which I'm not... I feel like middle's a hard position to really...
It is hard.
Whatever. Then I'll just go Kyle Hobus.
Kyle Hobus is at number 4 with 68 points. Just beat out Ethan Champlin.
Ooh, all right. I mean, I guess that was a really easy list.
Yeah.
We had a couple main offensive options.
Yeah, pretty close, though, was Jeff Jendrick and Merrick McHenry. They were like 10 points off from the list.
It does include blocking, so...
Yeah,
I
they
did
were
forget.
there.
In my mind, I was just doing off of like attacking kills and completely forgot about the blocking part. I lucked into that one. It's because the middles were rotating more than everyone else, I guess.
Yeah.
But that means we're going to move on to the next segment because we got through that one real fast. Let's move on to King of the Hill, where this week we're going to be doing the men's VNL, but middle blocker duos. So this one going to be very, very interesting. We got some tough ones. I think this was hard to pick because we have a lot of really, really good middles, but sometimes for some of these teams, you might see that their partner middle was switched out a lot, so it was tough to pick. King of the Hill, men's VNL middle blocker duos edition. To start us off, we have Ukraine's duo of Yuri Semeniuk and Valery Todua versus China's duo of Li Yongzhen and Zhang Zhejia.
This is tough. The middles for China get so many blocks.
I think this one is, we're really going off of, the big standouts on each side. Obviously, Yuri Semeniuk, and then for China, it'd be Li Yongzhen.
Yeah.
It's actually really tough.
Yeah. I feel like I'm leaning towards Ukraine, though.
Yeah, I think...
Just because Semeniuk is an absolute dog.
Yeah, I think when we take things into account for blocking and offensive firepower, I think Ukraine just has this.
Also, just Semeniuk is just like Ukraine. He's just the Ukraine volleyball team. Like that's just him.
Yeah,
he's just that good.
Beast. We're gonna take Ukraine's duo here, but next we have them going up against Italy's Gianluca Galassi and Giovanni Gargiulo.
Damn.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Oh man, this is tough.
It's tough because I think maybe Semeniuk might be the best overall player.
I know, yeah.
But as a duo, the Italian duo is good.
Yeah, it's tough to say when you got a duo like that.
Yeah.
Also, let's be real, it helps that the team is really good.
Yeah.
That sucks, that's how it is for the middles, but it does help.
Ukraine was also pretty solid, so.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I think we just gotta go Italy just because I feel like the average of the two players may be higher.
I think so. That's true. Oh, it just sucks. Semeniuk is so damn good, though.
I know. If it was single middle blockers,
we'd
be having him. I probably wouldn't have said his name yet.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, but I think we're gonna go Italy here. They're really good.
Yeah, they're so solid.
Yeah, and yeah,
they're both really good.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing.
Good. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So we have Italy's duo now going up against Cuba's duo of Robert Landy Simone and Javier Concepcion.
Oh my god.
This is the real matchup.
Simone is so good. And this dude is like 40, man. This guy's so good.
Concepcion,
he's also really
balling
good. He's also really
out.
good.
He was balling out. And
let me
Simone
chill.
is so...
Yeah, let me chill.
All of these middles are so good.
Yeah, let me chill. Concepcion is insane. Simone just blows my mind.
I mean, Simone is one of the greatest middles of all time.
Yeah, and he's just 40, and he's like insane still. Yeah. That's just the thing that blows my mind.
Oh my god, this is a matchup.
Man. We're going VNL though, right?
Yeah, it's funny because we are going like off of kind of what just happened today because we're filming this on Wednesday. This matchup kind of just happened, obviously within the teams, whereas Italy versus Cuba.
Did we let that weigh in?
I don't think it can just.
I don't think it's fair.
Control the middle aspect.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair.
Middle's such a dependent position as well. I think we just got to take like the overall and like I don't think winning or losing impact that impact is.
Yeah, I think that means that we have our answer then.
We're going Cuba, aren't we?
We're going Cuba.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the best duo in all of VNL.
Yeah.
So we got Robert Landy Simone and Javier Concepcion as the king of the hill for the middle blocker duos. It's
impossible. It's so hard when you got one of the goats.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, but I'm sure you all agree with us.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that, though.
Yeah. This is one where if you disagree, let's just agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But now let's move on to our next game, where we have avoid saying the same thing as me. So this time we're going to do, last week we did women's VNL, this week we're going to do men's. So avoid saying the same thing as me, men's VNL edition. So first off, name a European setter.
Okay.
A lot of options for this one. This one should be super easy for you guys to survive. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Moni
Antoine
Nicolau.
Brizard. Oh, God. For a second, I thought that might have been, you might have said it, so I got a little scared. I'm not going to lie.
I had to go with one of the most popular players. Make sure you guys aren't too basic.
Yeah, I got a little scared for a sec, but
Yeah.
we're chilling. We're chilling. We're still alive.
But now we're going, name a South American outside hitter. All right. Let's name it in 3, 2, 1. Luciano
Lucarelli.
Polanski.
Whoo, I pulled out Lucarelli. I don't know how many people would have said that one.
That was tough. I mean, did he play that much during
He
the
did.
VNL?
No, he did not.
Yeah, okay.
But he did play. He did not play a lot, but he did play. So
Okay,
I'm
there
counting
we go.
that. I'm counting that.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys have survived so far. These have been pretty easy. We got a lot of options. Next, name an Asian opposite. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Kento
Amin.
Miura. There you go.
I don't know if-
Survived again.
The Amin pull is a little weird, but that counts though.
It's
that
a good
counts.
pull because you guys might have forgotten that Iran is part of Asia.
We're counting that. We're counting that.
Yeah, I mean, they do play in the whatever the
Asian.
Asia Cup. Or
Yeah, whatever
it
it's
is.
called.
Yeah.
So I'm counting that, okay?
I was about to say Pan Am, and that's definitely wrong. That's America.
Don't come after me. They play in the Asian Cup, okay? That counts.
Yep. 100%. If you don't think that they count, you're actually wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you're just completely wrong.
Yeah.
But next, we're getting a little bit more difficult. Name a North American libero. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Eric
Mason
Shoji.
Briggs. That's my guy, baby. Bring me home. Come on, Mason.
Yep. And then our last one is name a non-European country that is in the playoffs. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Brazil.
Cuba.
Ooh, all right, all right.
Oh my God.
He survived this time. He didn't die this week.
Oh my God.
He was stressed. Especially because some of those were a little difficult.
Yeah.
But now we can move on to the last segment of the game. Hopefully you guys survived that. But moving on to the last one, we got our blind rankings, as we always do. We're going to start off with, can you blind rank these NCAA women's right sides?
There's so many right sides right now. They're so good.
Yeah. This is a stacked position. I
Yeah.
don't think... I mean, you're going to have some trouble with this one.
Jesus.
Yeah. First off, we have an easy one. We have Olivia Babcock.
I'm going number one.
Very fair.
I'm just giving her the respect that she's
National-
National Player of the Year. That's just it. That's no question to me. I have to give that to her.
You don't need to say anything else. That's all we need to know. Second, you have Logan Lednicki.
Oh man, this is so tough. She's right there too. Mm-hmm. There's just one player in mind that I'm like, she's really good. So
There's a lot of really good players, honestly.
I'll give Logan number 3 though.
Okay.
She's so good, but I think I have to give her number 3.
All right. Your next player is Malaya Jones, who's on SMU this year.
Yeah, she is a huge transfer. We kind of just talked about that.
Yeah. A little bit more unknown to us because we weren't really keeping up with Colorado State last year.
Yeah. I'll give her a little respect though that she was performing at Colorado State. So let's give her number 4.
All right, number 4. You have 2 and 5 left.
Yeah.
Next, we have Kennedy Martin from Penn State now.
That's who I wanted to put at number 2. So I'm putting Kennedy Martin at number 2. I
All
feel okay with that.
Very fair. Also was in the running for that National Player of the Year. So.
Yeah. She will this year too.
Yeah. But that means at your number 5, we have Virginia Adriano from Nebraska this season.
Ooh.
You have the Italian player at number 5.
You know what? I'm just going to say it's because she hasn't played in the NCAA yet. So
She played in
she has no stats.
she played in Italy A1.
I know. But we don't have stats on her, okay? People don't know how she's going to play, how the offense is going to work. She's probably going to kill it,
Yeah.
but I just don't know how she's going to incorporate into that offense. To be fair, that offense is super balanced. A lot of people are going to get the ball.
So
She might be one of the ones that's going to get the ball a lot, but I don't know yet.
She may have the lowest kill number of all the players on this team
Yeah, but if we're talking skill-wise, though...
in this ranking. I don't know why I said on this team. In this ranking, she may have the lowest number of kills.
Yeah, but if we're talking skill, though, yeah, she's up there.
That's a tough one.
I trolled. It's okay.
That's a tough one.
It
wasn't easy to forget about her
Yeah.
because she's not returning from
It
last
wasn't
year.
that bad. I just didn't know you were actually going to put her in there, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad until the end, though. At the end, it was bad.
All right, and let's move on to our last game of the day.
All right. I need to blind rank these women's VNL playoff performances. So up first, we got Paola Igonu from Italy in the win versus USA, the 3-0 in the quarterfinal. She got 20 points, 17 kills on 27% efficiency, 1 block, 2 aces, and 3 digs. I want to get this one out of the way against the US.
It is against the U.S., so they were definitely, like, the numbers are very good. Actually, the numbers aren't that good.
20 points in
All
3 sets, though.
The efficiency. The efficiency
Yeah.
was not the greatest.
20 points in 3 sets, though, is pretty nuts.
And they were also kind of chilling versus us, you know? Not the highlight reel is not the same as I'm assuming some of these other ones maybe. So I'm gonna put this one at number 4.
Ooh, Paola Igonu at 4.
We got some big ones coming up. I know.
All right. Next, you have Korneliuk from Poland in her 3-1 win versus Japan for the bronze. She had 16 points, 8 kills on 38% efficiency with 8 blocks.
8 blocks is a lot of blocks.
That's a lot of blocks.
It's a lot of blocks.
The numbers might not be as gaudy, but 8 blocks is
and
nuts.
That does not include block touches, so.
No.
Yeah. And they were actually on Japan.
It's
during
crazy.
that game.
It feels like she averages 5 blocks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put that at 3.
Okay.
It's a good 3.
Okay. Next, you have Antropova from Italy in the 3-1 win against Brazil in the final. She played in pretty much only the second, or in 2 sets pretty much, in only the 3rd and 4th set. She had 18 points, 13 kills on 30% efficiency, 4 blocks, an ace, and 2 digs. I think she took 1 swing in the 2nd set, but she didn't play the 1st set. And pretty much didn't play the 2nd set.
So it's 18 points in 2 sets, basically.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna put it at number 1. I think she just kind of really carried that towards the end for Italy, and
She took over.
yeah. I mean, everyone knew where the ball was going, and she was still getting kills.
To win the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was nasty. And she was blocking everything.
In 2 sets, that's disgusting.
Yeah, 18
And
points.
you're not
is
even
crazy.
starting the game. So
Yeah.
as a sub, that's gross.
Yeah. All right, that's your number 1. Next, we have Gabby from Brazil in the 5-set win, 3-2 against Japan in the semifinal. She had 25 points, 24 kills on 33% efficiency, 1 block, and 9 digs.
Oh man. I mean, Gabby just puts up numbers.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my god, I thought it was gonna be Gabby from the finals. I had that in my mind for number 2 already. Oh, I don't know what the last one's gonna be now. Oh man.
So you have 2 and 5 here.
I do have 2 and 5. I think I did the same thing as you.
You did.
And I'm gonna keep that up. I'm putting this one at number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Gabby's a beast.
She did win a whole set.
Yeah.
She had
Gabby's a
25
beast.
points. She did go crazy. And you know that she
The defense, the passing.
Yeah, the passing is huge. That doesn't come up in the stats. And then that means at your number 5 spot, you have Wu Mengjie from China in the loss against Poland in the quarters. This is a 5-set loss. But she did have 25 points, 23 kills, 29% efficiency, 1 block, 1 ace, 6 digs. This is the one loss, though, out of these performances.
Yeah, we'll take that. I mean, it's also, that was a quarterfinal. That's a quarterfinal game, right?
That was a quarter.
Yeah, one of the lower ranked games, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think putting respect on Korneliuk was fine. That was okay.
Yeah. Whew.
Can't hate that.
Yeah, barely made it. I mean, maybe people will be like, that Antropova, she only, like, the numbers don't look that great, but it's 2 sets.
Yeah, you have to remember, she was a sub, which again is so crazy that she's a sub.
For Paola Igonu.
But she took over that match. And again, the numbers, when you think about it, only 2 sets pretty much, it's disgusting.
All right, and I think that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been fun talking about the VNL so far.
But that almost wraps it up. We'll just We'll put a bow on it next week, probably.
Yeah,
But
probably won't be too much. We're gonna talk about non-USA stuff.
yeah, we'll probably
So-
talk about. We didn't really talk about the playoffs for the women's. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit, and then the men's playoffs, of course.
Yeah, we'll be talking a little bit more global next week, not just
Yeah.
too USA focused.
Yeah.
So thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. In the comments, let us know what you thought about the US this VNL. We know there should be a lot of hot takes, a lot of big opinions.
Yeah, you know what? I know we were preaching the positivity, but if you do have other takes, feel free. Let's just be respectful here, but feel free.
Yeah, we definitely want to know what you guys think because we've seen a lot of different takes about a lot of different players and they don't really line up with each other. So
No, yeah.
very interesting to see what you guys think.
Public discourse is not there. Everyone's got different opinions.
Yeah. All right, so thanks again for watching and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.